Hi and welcome back. In this video, we're going to show you how to work with clips in the arranger. The arranger is the space in Ignite that's directly below the instruments bar. You can adjust the size of the arranger by either clicking and dragging upwards on the control bar or double-clicking on the control bar. I'm going to have Ignite show the full arranger so that we have a lot more space to work with. I'm using the same project that I used in working with instruments and working with the Smart MIDI Players videos. As I was recording clips into the arranger, you could see them start lining up along the left-hand side of the screen. This is just how Ignite records in new clips. You can move the clips anywhere you'd like in the arranger. There's no grid or any kind of magnetic snapping that's happening to force the clips to go into any specific area. You can arrange your ideas in whatever way makes sense to you. Ignite also has a zoom control located here in the lower right-hand corner. To change the zoom, just click and hold on the plus or minus buttons to adjust the view. What we have in the arranger right now is a collection of individual clips. There are three types of clips in Ignite. Individual clips, which is what you see on screen, multi-clips, which are a combination of individual clips, or song clips, which are groups of multi-clips. We're going to go through all of those in this video. We're also going to show you the individual controls of each clip, multi-clip and song clip type, and we're also going to go over some mixing functionality that's also built into the arranger area. With individual clips, you have a number of controls. Playback control, a mute control, and a delete control. As you see all these little play buttons flashing, that indicates that they are in a queued clip mode, which means they're all set to automatically play back when I hit the space bar on my computer's keyboard. If I did not want some of these clips to automatically play back when I start playing or recording, all I have to do to take them out of this queued mode is to shift-click on the play button so it stops flashing. If I wanted to add that clip back in at any time, I could just manually click its play button. If I wanted to clear all of the cues in all of the clips, I would click this button up here called Reset Queued Clips. All of the clips are not going to start playing back when I hit play. I'll have to manually start them. They're individual play buttons. I can also stop them by hitting their individual play buttons, or I can stop them by hitting the space bar on my computer keyboard, or using the stop all button in the control bar, or using the stop button on my transport on my M-Audio Axiom Air 49, which I'm using for this video. You could rename your clips, as I showed you very briefly in an earlier video, by selecting the clip you want to work with by clicking on it so you have this white box. Double-click on the name so it's highlighted, and then simply type in the new name for the clip that you want to change it to, and when you're done, hit enter. Being able to rename your clips is a great way to keep track of better takes, different parts of your song like verse and choruses, and just in general gives you a lot better control over what's going on in the arranger. Helps you find stuff pretty quickly. There are two different types of edits you can do to clips in the arranger. You can loop clips and you can duplicate them. If you want to edit the actual content of the clip, whether it's audio or MIDI, you will do that in the Edit tab, and we'll go over that in a separate video. To loop a clip, simply select it, and then move your cursor to the right edge. You'll see the cursor change, and a tooltip appear that says Loop Clip. Simply drag out the clip to the desired length. The black bars in the clip indicate the loop point. So if this is a 4-bar clip, I've just looped it out to play 12 bars. I can also reduce the number of loops by simply dragging it back. I could duplicate clips by using a simple keyboard gesture. Select the clip you'd like to duplicate, and then use the following command. On Mac, use Command D, and on Windows, use Control D. The clip is duplicated and placed directly to the right of the original clip. The duplicated clip is identical to the original clip in every way. Now let's go ahead and duplicate a couple of clips here. Let's create a couple of multi-clips. If we're listening to this drum beat, we know we like how it sounds with this bass verse. We want to group them together to better organize our ideas. I can bring them together until you see a white box appear. And then when I'm happy with the location of it, I can just release it with my mouse. And that's how you create a multi-clip. Clips within multi-clips don't have to start and stop at the same time. They also don't necessarily have to be layered on top of each other. In this case, the drums are going to play and then the bass. If I want the drums and the bass to play together, I need to line the clips up like this. In this multi-clip, the drums and the bass are going to start together and end together. This is a 4-bar clip, which is indicated by the number up here next to the play button, and you also have a timeline available in the multi-clip. You could still use the individual mute buttons within the multi-clip, and the multi-clip itself has its own mute button. You don't necessarily have to have time start at the first measure all the time. If you hover your mouse over the timeline, you'll see that the next bars are highlighted when you are near the number. If you wanted this particular multi-clip to start at bar 3, simply just click in bar 3 to select that start point. As with individual clips, multi-clips can be renamed and duplicated as well. To rename a multi-clip, simply double-click in the title, type in your new name, and hit Enter. If you want to duplicate this whole multi-clip, make sure the multi-clip is selected and using the same command as before, Command D on Mac or Control D on Windows, and duplicate the multi-clip. Now we have 2 multi-clips and a bunch of individual clips. I'm just going to create a couple more multi-clips quickly, just so that we have a few more things to play with in here. I'm going to rename this verse 2, idea, and for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to rename this chorus idea. So as you can see, you can start taking your individual ideas and grouping them into multi-clips to start building song form parts. These separate multi-clips are not going to play in time together until you join them together in a song clip. To create song clips, it's the same idea as we use to create multi-clips. Find the multi-clip that you want to join to another multi-clip, bring it near the multi-clip you want to join. You'll see the same white box appear around the 2 multi-clips, and then release the mouse when you have the right position. Now this is a song clip. And I'm just going to add this other multi-clip here on the other side. Again, in this layout, the verse 2, and chorus multi-clips are going to play in order. If I wanted to have the chorus, for whatever reason, play along with the verse 2 idea, I would need to stack up the multi-clip like this. So again, timeline still works left to right, as it does in many traditional DAWs. However, you have a lot more flexibility in figuring out how you want things to be laid out and ordered. You don't have to worry about tracks and lanes. And I'm just going to move this back up here. Song clips have the same controls as their multi-clip and individual clip counterparts. They have a shared play button, timeline exactly as you find in the multi-clip, a song clip mute button, and a song clip delete button. You can still mute individual parts or individual multi-clips. You can rename your song clips by double-clicking in the song clip title, typing in the new name, and hitting enter. The timeline control in the song clip functions the same as it does in the multi-clip. If you want to start playback at bar 6 instead of bar 1, just simply click in bar 6. That covers the basics of working with clips in the arranger. I also wanted to quickly show you some of the controls that you can use for mixing and how they relate to mute and solo of the individual instruments. As we went over in the overview video, you can show the individual fader strips for the instruments by clicking on their individual fader buttons. Or you can show and hide all of the strips by clicking on the Show Hide All Volume Sliders button to the very left of the instrument bar. These faders will give you the following controls: volume control, instrument mute, instrument solo, instrument pan. Let me just play back this with all the other parts so that you can see the faders. And we can control all of the instruments. So let's just lower the volume of these two. Let's move the pan for the drums, the bass. Now, if you have a connected M-Audio keyboard that has rotary encoders or sliders like that are on the Axiom Air 49, you can control the volume control of the individual instruments by using the connected keyboard. If your M-Audio keyboard does not have these controls on the keyboard itself, you can just use the controls on screen. Just a quick note about instrument mute and instrument solo and how it relates to the other instruments and clips in the arranger. I'm just going to move some stuff around here so that we get a nice clear picture of the fader strips. Okay. When you mute a clip in here, you're just muting the individual clip. You're actually not muting the instrument itself. This means that any other part that was recorded in or any other clip that another instrument is also using will still play back. Just that individual clip is muted. Same thing goes for muting a multi-clip or even muting a song clip. If you want to mute all of the clips for a particular instrument, go into the fader and select Mute for that instrument. Now, as you can see, as I'm turning mute on and off, it's actually graying out all the clips that relate to that instrument. You can also solo all clips that are being used by that instrument by clicking on the solo button. The inverse happens here, where all the other clips are muted and only the instrument clips that are related to the soloed instrument are actually going to be heard. I'm going to play back and play around with this to give you a little bit better demonstration. So this is just a few ways you can work with clips in the Arranger. There's a lot more information about working with clips in the Arranger in the user's guide, which is available in the help menu. That wraps it up for this video, and we'll see you in the next one.